What if one knock on your door completely shattered the life that you've been building? Well, that's how this book starts, and it's called The Revelations of Dionne Daphne by Akil. And when I tell you, this book is all gas, no breaks. It's definitely a 5-star read, and yeah, your girl got an early copy, so this is my review. Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Simone, and you're sipping with Simone. This is Akil's debut novel. If you don't know who she is, then you probably live under a rock, because this lady has given us some of the greatest television shows to ever exist, from Girlfriends to my personal favorite, BeingMaryJane, as well as Forever. And for this to be her debut novel, ma'am, you ate 5 stars. Okay, so the premise of this book is basically about Dionne. She's in her 30s. She lives in Brooklyn. This is set in the 90s, and she is a beauty editor at Essence magazine. And from the outside looking in, you may think she has it all, but she's actually going through a breakup with her boyfriend. And well, actually they did break up, and so now she's trying to get through that. One night, this man comes and knocks on her door, give her some of the worst news that you could possibly hear, and instead of sending her, instead of this news sending her into a fit of rage, and her beating him down like I would have done, this sends her into a journey of healing and self-reflection. And this also sends her a journey back to the past, where she kind of has a reckoning with her family. And now I'm talking about this internal journey that Dionne went on, but this internal journey actually led her to take an external journey back to her hometown with a stranger. Now, from the things that I just said, you may think it's drama, and yes, we love us some drama, but like I said, at its core, this book is about healing, and it's about not running from yourself, but running towards the truth. You can really tell that Akil wrote this book with intention to show readers, like, yes, you can live in isolation and shame, but you can also live in resilience and come out on the other side as beautiful as ever. This book really gives, for me, in my opinion, this book really helps someone understand, like, hey, yeah, I went through this. Hey, yeah, you hurt me. I'm gonna confront you, and I'm definitely gonna be okay. Now, I will say, like I said, this is based in the 90s, so back then therapy wasn't a thing, but confronting your past and moving on. So if you ever kept a secret that was eating you alive, then 9 times out of 10, no, 10 times out of 10, you can relate to Dionne. Now we're gonna talk about what I loved about this book. So, like I said, if you're familiar with any of Akil creations, then she writes and portrays Black women so well. The complexities, their goals, their dreams, as well as their kind of, human side. Specifically, I know we're talking about this book, but let me take you back to my favorite show, BeingMaryJane. We see Mary Jane, she's a news anchor, but she also, has her shit with her family, has her shit with her men, stealing their sperm and putting it in their refrigerator. Well, keeping sperm and keeping it in her refrigerator. A complexity of a Black woman. I kind of think I've never done that, and none of my friends have done that, but like I said, Akil knows how to write complex characters, specifically Black women. And now Dionne, she was spicy. I really enjoyed the scenes in the novel or she would go off because those people deserved it. And, she was also, I'll call it promiscuous, but as you find out, it goes back to her past. And I like that that's being portrayed because, I feel like sometimes black women are depicted as like, saviors that always have to go above and beyond to kind of combat the angry black woman stereotype. I like that, when Dionne was mad, she was mad. It was good to see in a novel. I also love that this book took place in the 90s. I love a good 90s theme. When they were at the bar, you could just really envision the scene in your mind with the music. When I saw this, well, when I read this part, I actually stopped, put my book down, went and grabbed my AirPods, and put on some LL Cool J lounging just because I'm like, this vibe, yes, I love it. This book deal with, and this trigger warning: family trauma, sexual assault, fractured friendships, rebuilding love, and just kind of weaving that all in together to make a beautiful, beautiful story. Who should read this book? I think everyone should read this book, really, but specifically if you love character driven novels about black women, if you're on a healing journey, then this book is for you. Now, my final verdict is 5 stars. And I don't know, I kind of want a part 2 because I really want to see, like, did Dionne give this love interest a chance? I don't know. I don't think I would have gave him a second chance because, yeah, you can't play with me like that. Yeah, 5 stars. Once again, well, no, I didn't mention this, but this book comes out at the end of the month, June 30th. Run to your local bookstore and get it. If you don't want to go to the store, pre-order it so it can arrive at your home. Okay, till next time. Bye.